He was arrested in D.C. during the protests. Didn't arrive until later, about 4 o'clock. He was there on the Capitol property, and he's on the line right now. Billy Leary. William, good morning. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, good morning.
Boy, I mean, you've been through an awful lot. You say you did nothing. You were there. You got caught up in all of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I didn't really know anything was going on because I didn't get in there till like 4 o'clock.
Right.
You know, it was after all the stuff went down. Not all the stuff, you know what I mean? But,
yeah. So you arrived in D.C. You got a little late, and by the time you got there, it was like after 4 o'clock when you arrived in D.C.
Yeah. So the storming of the Capitol had already happened. As far as I know, they were back in. I mean, not that I was paying attention, but I think they're already back in session by then. But
yeah.
But you know, there's someone to pull in. There's people out, Trump banners and stuff like this all around. I parked somewhere, and there was a bomb truck there where I parked, and then there was a couple cops, and I asked them, "Am I going to be cool to park here? I don't want problems." And I'm within sight, so I walked up there, and then there's people bullhorning, you go here, you go there.
Yeah.
And then I ended up, you know, by the Capitol, but I don't have that good a throwing arm anyway, but it would have taken me about a day to get close enough to throw something, you know.
So you never entered the Capitol building.
Right. Never entered it. Nothing like that. Where I was, everyone was cool. There was nobody. I mean, there's people storming the front a little bit, a skirmish here or there. You know, there's people. I mean, it was good there. There wasn't like a bad vibe at all. You know, but then all of a sudden, like the National Guard comes and they line up, and then they got like 5 deep of the Capitol Police, and they're like, the National Guard's just we come up to them. Any video I got, they got.
Yeah.
The man's got it now, but
okay. When you can I just interrupt there? So when you say that, is the man being the government, they have your cell phone, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that's another story, but anyway, so you know, we'd go and like when the National Guard got there, we're like, look, you guys aren't our enemy, you know, and we'd step back, they'd push. The Capitol Police would push them. They're just like looking over their shoulders, like, hey, what do we do?
Yeah.
You know, I felt so bad for them. Then they'd push forward, and we'd go back, and I'd be like, listen, where do you want us to go to? We'll go there now, you know?
Yeah.
There was no way. I wasn't storming anything. I'm just hoping I can get my proof back, you know?
So I want to ask you, do you personally endorse them breaking the windows and breaking into the Capitol building?
No. I don't. Yep. I don't think it should have happened. Now, if I was there, I'm thinking in my own head, would I have gone in? I don't think I would have, to be honest with you.
Right.
But, you know, because that's someone else's property. But I've heard stories, you know, that people were waving them in and stuff like that.
So what led
to I know if it's true, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Billy, what led to your arrest?
Talking about Billy Leary, he was arrested in D.C. He was there. Didn't arrive until later, about 4 o'clock. He was there on the Capitol property and ended up getting arrested. Andrew, go ahead.
So Billy, what was your charge? What did they end up arresting you for?
Oh, I just got the charge. The only way I got the charge, because I asked them at the jail, like, hey, what am I being charged with? Because at first they said that we were being rounded up for breaking the curfew. And then, like, talking to cops later, they believed that they bullhorned us about the curfew. There was no bullhorn or nothing about the curfew.
Right, if you didn't know,
I totally missed it, but
and the curfew, the curfew
was 6
went
p.m.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
and you were arrested at 7 p.m. Right?
Yeah, sometime after 7. Yeah. Yeah. So in my thoughts at that time, like they're rounding us up, and I'm talking to this girl there, and we're going to go somewhere, right, and just get something to eat.
Yeah.
We checked on her car; she was parked up by the Capitol, and so we just went back to say bye to a couple people. We were by some statue. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Which I bet if I went there a month ago or a month from now, who knows about a month from now? Let's say a month back.
Yeah.
and was there at midnight pissing on the statue, they'd probably say, dude, that's not a good idea. Get the hell out of here.
Right, right. You wouldn't have been arrested.
Yeah.
Maybe for the urinating thing, maybe, but still, you even if you had you just been there, it wouldn't have been. I mean, this curfew thing, I think that by this point, police seem to be, and National Guard, everybody seemed to be panicked, where if you're around, you're just going to get arrested, and you got caught up in that.
Yeah, and that's probably what it was, to be honest. But then, all right, so I go to leave, and all of a sudden the National Guard's off to the side, and it's the Capitol Police, and they're like making a U shape around us, and I'm like, get out of here! And all of a sudden they just flanked us, and then brought these metal like bicycle things, and I'm like, dude, hold it, let me go. If I was there myself, I probably could have got out of there. But I wasn't.
Right. So, what do you want people? You want people. First of all, let's lay it out here. You are a supporter of President Trump. You are exercising your free speech, your free expression, your right to demonstrate, and you just wanted to show your support for the President of the United States. That's why you were there.
Yeah, and I tell people, like, because not only that, but I just think, like, in my mind, I don't feel that they've given credence to that. There's proof that the election, there is some things going on with the election being stolen. You know, the ballots. And I've talked to a lot of people, and I'm not going to go into it, but there's a guy named Pulitzer who did, like, he's like the guy who invented there's like a little thing, if you take a picture of it, it'll give you information. And he invented that, and he's like, look, I can prove. He's not proving one way or the other. He says, let me just run through those things. I can do like 1 million in an hour, and we'll see what the results are. And they wouldn't even do that, and that guy got his house shot at. So there's things going on like that. I don't know.
So you do believe, I think I read somewhere that you get some of your news from Alex Jones. Is that true? I think that was in the Syracuse paper.
Yeah, Alex Jones, Doug Hagman. I mean, I listen to other people. I don't get, like, I work a lot. I get home and I don't have time to read, so I'll listen to a podcast or something like that,
Yeah. Did you
just looking at it this way. I mean, when President Biden, or soon to be President Biden, when he was out in Arizona, he had like 10 people there. When he did his bus tour, when he did tour, you're telling me one Arizona when he can get like 10 people? Look it up. It might be 12. I don't know. So
I just want to
dive out there. I don't know what to believe.
I just want to say that I'm, and I don't want to argue. I like you. I don't want to argue about. I don't believe that the election was stolen.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Right. We have two different beliefs.
It should be. I think it should go a little deeper. When you got someone like Hillary Clinton saying, I had a lot of thoughts about or was it Madonna? I forget what, but blowing up the White House. That's okay, right? That's all right.
No, I don't. Look, I don't think anybody here on.
This is Jeff you're talking to.
I don't think anybody here on the show thinks that's acceptable and is okay with that. But I think we look at that and say, yeah, that's Madonna. She didn't, great singer, but she doesn't have a lot of political credibility versus the president of the United States.
Yeah. Listen, I don't. I mean, do I think that I was called to violence by President Trump? Not in any way. Not in any way. And I don't even know what they're picking at there. The fight. Yeah, go fight. He didn't say fight. Get your sword.
Well, and I can't believe they didn't focus on
a club bottle over their head.
Yeah,
he didn't say that.
I can't believe they didn't focus on this yesterday during impeachment. But why? To me, it's not as much of. And I get the president said things, and Rudy Giuliani said stuff, and then it led to the words do matter, and I get all of that, and that's what they focused on yesterday during the impeachment hearing. To me, it's what didn't happen. It's the fact that the president didn't come out to say, go home, leave. That should have happened immediately. And I'm most bothered by that. But that's just me. But I wanted to focus more on you. Did there come a time that you ever heard that there was a curfew and that you were not allowed there?
No. That's what I'm saying. They said they sent it to our cell phones. I was taking pictures with my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't.
Boy, I'd love to see those photos that you have. We might never see that.
You can see the photos. I mean, there's some pretty fun. There was some pretty funny ones. My son was just getting out of the service. He was in Fort Campbell, and he was on his way home. And I'm like, I'll go down. I'll be back and be in time for him. And I took a picture of one because circumcision was a problem. Like, why did you do that? Like, so there's this guy there, like, with a thing, like, he's blaming it's like all on circumcision, Satan circumcision.
Oh, okay. So there were a lot of different people had there were issues that
some had their cause.
Yeah, they had a cause. They were there for a reason. It's funny because even through the middle of that, you saw people pushing around carts that had MAGA hats, and I mean, there was a bit of a carnival atmosphere along with all of this.
Yeah.
And we had somebody call in on Thursday of last week to say, I was a part of this, and there was no violence. It was very peaceful where we were. And we're talking about a large piece of property here, as well as spilling out into the street. So you did, I think what you're trying to say here is that you did not go there with any intention of any violence.
Right.
And you got caught up in this.
Yeah, but the problem is after I got caught up in it is now, I'm diabetic. Now, there's another diabetic in the room with me. I asked the whole time at the processing center and then where we went to, I'm asking, just get me a blood test, let me see where I'm at so I know where I'm at. Give insulin, don't give insulin. Eat a sandwich, don't eat a sandwich. So they wouldn't do that the whole way. And then we never allowed a phone call. Hey, can we call? No.
Wow.
It was never no. It was, oh, yeah, we'll be right with you. Oh, yeah, we'll be right with you. And then they shipped our stuff, all of our possessions somewhere else. We had to, it's like something at the courthouse. It was in the jail, the next day.
Can
6 p.m.
I ask you by the next day, when you saw and as the videos have trickled out and we've seen even more, as you saw what happened inside the Capitol building and the destruction and everything, how did that make you feel?
I saw nothing. It wasn't the next day. I mean, like I said, I didn't see anything until I got back.
Till you got home. Were you surprised?
I watched the Bills game, so
you listen.
Priorities here.
I told you, Billy, we have stuff in common here. Go Bills.
You got the same names.
We have the same name. Yeah. So, Bill, when you did finally see the violence that occurred, the damage and destruction that occurred, how did that make you feel?
I felt. I heard the girl got shot in the leg. When I saw that, that's freaking ridiculous. That she gets killed. What did she do? And I look at the other things. Like, did you see any buildings burning, anything like that? They can burn Minneapolis down. They can burn Portland down. I think they made a bigger deal out of it than it is. It is the Capitol. I understand that, and that's why I wouldn't have went in. But
right.
I don't. They were cleared out of there in what, hours? I don't know.
Well, I my opinion is different than yours on this. I believe that there was a group inside there that was looking to stop the democratic process from occurring and basically to ransack and then ultimately potentially take over the Capitol. I mean, it's like an act of war, in my opinion. And
who they were, I don't know.
Right. You believe they were Trump supporters?
I really don't know. Like I said, there's so much dive out there. You don't know if it's, what side's telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's so damn hard.
Hang on. Some of the people they've arrested are...
Hold on, Bill. Hold on.
There's some of the people that have been charged, and the guy with the war paint.
Almost everyone that's been charged has been a Trump supporter.
And they admit to it, and there's a history of it.
And there's a history.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any evidence.
I'm not saying every single one of them. If maybe
there may have been an Antifa person trickled in the bunch, but there weren't many. It was basically supporters of President Trump. But as I said, Billy, not the average President Trump supporter. The average president. These are anarchists. The average President Trump supporter would not break into the Capitol and try to hunt down Nancy Pelosi. That is not the average supporter. They're not the conservative, not the average, right? I mean, that's what I say. However, those people were supporters of the president, it seems. So, all right. So, Billy, in closing, what do you want people to know about you?
Oh, number one, I'm not a terrorist. I mean, you don't believe. I mean, the death threat, shit like that. It's stuff like that that's been going on. The phone's blowing up. I had a reporter call from France. How my friends can't get a hold of me. You know?
Wow.
Other people found a way to get a hold of me. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Right.
But yeah, there's been all kinds of, and you know, you don't know if they're Antifa and what they're wishing on me and others around me. It's scary at first, but I'm hoping, you know, that blows over. I mean, today we'll see what happens. You know.
You think that the calls you're receiving might be from Antifa or somebody that has opposing views? Is what you're saying?
Well, you know what? It seems like some of them are very similar in what they're saying. You know, like almost word for word the same words. So, and they're from all over the country. You know. And then where they're getting their source, I don't know. One dude I did talk to, and he's like, I'm calling. He's like, oh, it's you? I said, yeah, what would you expect? And then he's like, dude, you better get your phone changed or something.
Yeah.
And he saw it in the Washington Post or something.
All right. Well, I do not believe Antifa was a part. There's no evidence that Antifa was a part of the ransacking the Capitol building. But as for Antifa calling you, I guess that's certainly possible. It's a crazy world out there. Billy, I appreciate you telling your story. I thank you for that and wish you the best and hope you stay safe out there.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And,
so do you have to go back to court and answer charges? Are you due
month,
back in D.C.? Okay.
Yeah, now my attorney was calling the phone that was taken. So, so I just got, well, it's this phone, but I just got this back. I didn't get it back, but I just changed the number to a different phone.
Okay.
So it just blew up yesterday.
I bet it did. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm talking to the attorney now down there, and I'm trying to see what's what. I guess they're kind of grouping us as one group. So if there's some nefarious characters in there, I might have a problem. If it's just me, I think I'd be all right.
All right. Get with your attorney, though. That's going to be really important. I would assume, especially with everything going on. All right, Billy. Thanks, man. Good luck out there. Right. Thanks for giving us an update, your side of that story. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Have a great day.